Hello, this is Ian McShane. This is old Ian McShane. You may know me from my work on American Gods or Deadwood. And what I want you to do, this is the real Ian McShane. We can't get in trouble for using his voice likeness, which is my voice. Alex's voice, really. We can't get in trouble for using it for advertising for houseofdecline.com and patreon.com/House of Decline. Go over there right now and give us as much money as you can possibly give, you cocksucker. You know, I've been watching some Deadwood lately, so I've been doing my my Ian McShane and William Sanderson voices over and over again, you know, talking to each other, going back and forth. We get more money chasing tail in the saloon. Well, I don't know how we can gather that much. You cocksucker, I'm not a cocksucker. Yeah,
who's that guy?
That's William Sanderson.
No. The guy who said the other guy with the funnier voice.
Ian McShane?
No, the guy he's talking to.
Oh, William Sanderson.
Oh,
I forget his character's name.
Oh, he really talks like that, huh?
Yeah, William Sanderson. He talks like that in every movie. He's in Blade Runner. I mentioned William Sanderson every episode because it's one of the few voices that I can do. I can do a passable William Sanderson impression. He was in True Blood. He was the sheriff on True Blood. He's been in a lot of other stuff too. He's a great character actor.
Oh, okay. I know this guy.
There's so many great characters out. You have Keith Carradine on that show, and he's Wild Bill Hickok. He's going, you have a cunt face. I hate your cunt face. Your mouth looks like a cunt. You know, being really just a great collection of voices and character actors on Deadwood. I just like going through the episodes, I repeat the lines that they say after each other because I have so much fun imitating their voices. It's hard to imitate Timothy Olyphant. He's got sort of a neutral Southern boy tone, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he's kind of a neutral actor.
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's so good. I'm shocked that we never got, like, the big Timothy Olyphant starring vehicle, like the big Oscar vehicle for Timothy Olyphant, because he is, like, in my mind, he's a big movie star. You know, even though he was a TV star, but he has, like, all the potential to be, like, a Cary Grant-style movie star, but we just never picked up the gears on Timothy Olyphant for some reason.
Well, he's a little flat. I mean...
Yeah, I guess maybe too neutral is his problem. He's too much of a blank. But he's not even a blank. He's sort of goofy. I loved him, and did you see the Santa Clarita Diet?
I tried. I couldn't really get into it.
Didn't get into it. Was it too annoyingly written?
I like Timothy Olyphant when he's playing Timothy Olyphant. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much the only time I've liked him. Mm-hmm. I watched like the first 5 seasons of Deadwood, and I almost finished it, but I did not finish Deadwood. And
are there 5 seasons? I thought there were only 3 seasons of Deadwood.
Oh, really? Okay, I watched no, there's 5. Hold on, House of Decline fact check. And
we're doing some live fact checking right now. This is what you get because we're politics streamers now.
Yep.
And on politics streams, it's 3 seasons. They did make a movie recently.
I read an article about the movie. I'm pretty sure it's 5 seasons.
It's 3 seasons. 3 seasons. Why are you fighting me on this?
I haven't pulled
Stop fighting me on this. We're politics streamers now, so we're fighting constantly.
The Chinese government has redacted seasons 4 and 5 from the internet. All right.
It was they were edited for China. Now you cannot find them anymore.
There used to be 5 seasons. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I read an article in the New Yorker about the movie because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not misremembering something else, the writer of Deadwood is like got Alzheimer's and was trying
not David Milch.
Was trying to finish it. And is like dying as he's writing it. And like, so these are like a dying man's words. And that's why the movie's really good. But I might be wrong.
Okay.
You want to fact check me? You want to do a House of Decline?
We would verify that New Yorker. Well, let's just say all of these movies are a dying man's words. You know, I love The Fabelmans because Steven Spielberg is dying. And it was a dying man's words. You know, I love Smiling Friends because everyone involved in Smiling Friends is dying. You know, they're just dying constantly. That would be like a good pitch for your show. All of the crew. You know how like Ricky Gervais has that show about like hospice care that we mentioned, Afterlife, and
yeah,
it's
I recommend that.
But this is the show where every crew member and every cast member is dying. Is like they have a disease. We have vetted them for a disease. It's going to be like Mike Flanagan's Midnight Club. You know, they were only fake dying in that. We're going to have real dying people.
So
okay?
I am not. House of Decline fact check has rolled in. It's a little bit slow these days. I got to update the bots. I got to tippy-typy all around, you know. And David Milch was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2015.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
And the movie came out in 2019. So it's a capstone for his career. And he's not doing well.
That sucks. It sucks about David Milch. I don't know how to say his name. But very talented, obviously, an incredibly talented writer. Deadwood is a fantastic show. And Alzheimer's, you know, Alzheimer's is a real bitch. It's interesting. I've seen my grandparents. Both of my grandparents have had the two different types of degenerative diseases on my father's side. My grandfather had Parkinson's disease, and my grandmother is now in the throes. I don't think it's full-on Alzheimer's, but she's got dementia for sure, and she has trouble forgetting things, trouble with memory, and, you know, she doesn't know where she is all the time, and, you know, it's difficult to see. But if I had to choose one, Parkinson's all the way, baby. I would rather be me, trapped inside my own body, than, you know, have some sort of, like, weird otherworldly spirit inhabit me and, you know, slowly remove all of my memories. You know, if, like, all you are is a collection of memories, then those are the most precious things. So I would like to retain those even if I'm dying. This is, you know, what would you choose? Parkinson's versus Alzheimer's?
I choose, well, it's hard. I don't know. I kind of want to be bold and choose Alzheimer's. But that would require arranging my memories orthogonally to who I am. Okay. And this has never been done. It's been attempted by, you know, psychonauts, if you will.
Yeah, memory priests, you know, memory mages. Yeah. We are the memory priests. Yeah, that's part
Rush.
of my.
It's a Rush concept. I think the first person that's tried it was actually Neil Peart.
Yeah. The first memory priest.
You have to arrange a memory palace and live in it so well. I mean, you there's probably techniques to like mitigate dementia or Alzheimer's if you are one of these like really intense thinky types.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know who I mean?
Sudokus. Just do a bunch of Sudokus. You'll be fine.
You know those thinky people? I was thinking about these thinky people the other day, about how much thinking they're doing and like thinking up stuff and doing manipulations.
Thinking people doing manipulations? Oh, yeah. If you weren't thinking, you wouldn't be able to manipulate. That's why you like the dummies.
They're scheming sometimes.
Yeah. So anyone who's thinking, they're scheming.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
So what I was thinking about was like, I used to be sort of a little interested in what the thinky people were doing with their schemes and manipulations when I was a teen, and that kind of stuff
like the Frankfurt School.
Well, it's like, you know, like the esoteric, like the esoteric mystics, like those kinds of people.
Oh yeah, like the Kabbalah people.
Well, okay, so the thinky people are like people who would join the Freemasons.
Oh, okay, that's who the thinky people are.
They're
the
an
Freemasons?
example. Scientologists, another example. Like a Scientologist is a prime example of this type of person where they're thinking too much. That's their problem. You know?
It sounds like when you're saying the thinky people, you're equating them to the people who are susceptible to cult mentality, or the people who are...
Well, see, not everyone who joins a cult is a victim. All right?
That's a very bold statement. Okay.
Seriously,
sure. Some people just want to be
some of the cult members are assholes. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're there.
Hey, just because we're putting cult members on blast, okay? Just because you were in a cult doesn't mean we have to have compassion for you. Okay?
Well, you get a lot of people joining cults also just for the victimhood status, which is really despicable.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a cult member now because they think it'll give them some sort of purchase online. They'll think, my opinion matters more because I actually was in a cult, okay? You know, I am the victim.
I know someone on Twitter who says that kind of shit.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. Because if another like so-called cult expert comes along and tries to dispute them on some topic, like actually Aum Shinrikyo did not all jump in tandem holding hands. They actually did separately jumped, like so they stochastically jumped, you know? And they'll be like, no, I was in a cult. I know them more. I've seen that online.
It's very funny. It was very funny one-upping someone with your act. Because if I was in a cult, if I had successfully extracted myself from a cult, I would never talk about that shit. I would like keep a lid on that right away. It's very nice to see people, you know, proudly emblazoning their cult status, their cult victims status, all over the internet, and using it for clout.
And the thinky people, when those combine, you get video streamers.
Right? I don't know so yeah, video streaming, politics streaming specifically is in the news now because we talk about her a lot. We've talked about her more than I would ever thought we'd talk about her, but she keeps being so relevant in terms of identifying the zeitgeist and just what is specifically weird about living in the world and online today. And it's Keffals. Keffals is continued to have a strange downfall. What was it? It's sort of an I left thing, or she refuses to stop saying the R word, and then she started doing like asking for lore requests on her detractors on her subreddit or something like that.
Lore requests? Is that a new term for doxing? Or is it made up?
Yeah, it's a term for like finding. I think this is a thing in her community where she has like she posts lore requests on one of her detractors. It's usually a right-wing person, like the Quartering or something like that. But
what's the Quartering? Is that is that like a reference to that method of execution where you split someone in quarters using horses and ropes?
It's probably a much lamer reference than that, I'm guessing. But I don't know anything about these. Like, I used to be very invested in like monitoring right-wing pundits. You know, there's like a brief period in 2016 when everyone fancied themselves Will Sommer.
The Quartering?
The Quartering. I don't know what this person is, but or like I don't know who's even popular anymore. Is Sargon of Akkad still popular anymore? I think he's lost a lot of cultural cachet.
Oh, it's some gigantic conservative account on Twitter. Okay, whatever. So the Quartering and go on.
But that's who like the lore. You want to dig up your dirt on your enemies or whatever, the people who are. But now she's digging up dirt on you know people that are ostensibly politically aligned with her, but
so she's like on Kiwi Farms being like, give me all the information.
Yeah. She's now doing the Kiwi Farms.
That's cool.
Eventually live long enough to see yourself doing the Kiwi Farms.
It only took 2 months?
Yeah, well, you know, apparently this has also caused, as has been reported by some other people, by a new cocaine addiction as well, which is, you know, I can't fault her for that. If I got a bunch of instant money and fame and a bunch of people hanging on my every word, and then I did something that raised my estimation in the eyes of a lot of people. In Keffal's case, it was making Kiwi Farms harder to access. You know, and that earned her a lot of points, and she was, you know, riding high on that feeling, I bet, and also riding high on cocaine. And, you know, this is what happens. I would do the exact same thing. If I were in, like, politics streaming, my whole bit was, like, I am going to be sort of, like, the angry, persistent voice that is in your corner. And, you know, I get all of this goodwill, and along with this goodwill, a whole chunk of change. Instantly, I would go to cocaine. Not, like, thank God that the growth of this podcast or Patreon has been, like, not crazy. Because, you know, in many ways, I'm very thankful for that, you know. Because it hasn't resulted in this accelerated online psychosis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad we don't make any money.
Yeah, we're like the hero.
I wouldn't want my friend to get addicted to cocaine.
Yeah. I might become cooler though. What if we became a much cooler podcast after I became a coke addict?
Do you think that Coke would like make you really start promoting the podcast a lot more?
Yeah, I'd probably be a lot more confident with getting guests. Okay. Yeah, I would be like, it's the greatest thing we've ever done. It's the greatest thing I've ever. We're doing improv on such a fucking high level right now, Steven. We're creating amazing characters. Like right now, I'm creating Jim Jom, the racist ghost. And he says he's a ghost that says racist thing. He goes, boo, but only to black people. These are amazing cocaine characters that were coming out.
So the cocaine stuff seems to cause racism.
Yeah. You ever get a little racist on cocaine? You know,
you notice people on cocaine get racist.
Lots of drugs cause racism, like when Roseanne took Ambien, and then
that's what did
said Valerie. She compared Valerie Jarrett to one of the Planet of the Apes people.
What the fuck, Roseanne?
What the fuck, Roseanne? I expected so much more out of you, and now she's back, and she has blonde pigtails now, and she's going, my pronouns are screw/you. And the braying audience loves it. They love this shit. But yeah, in terms of Keffals, the reason why I think it's interesting, or, obviously, don't care about her and give her a lot of leeway. She's an addict. She's been saying some weird, irresponsible stuff. But, I don't think you should do any sort of witch hunt on her, and just try and treat her as a person. Even if, she's not doing things that you like right now. The other weird thing that she's doing is, like, positioning herself... Tenderqueer has become her favorite word for, like, bashing people. Uh-huh. Almost like when Lydia Tarr says robots. She calls people robots all the time. Now, her term for, like, anyone who opposes her or is, like, saying bad stuff to her is tenderqueer. And, especially... because she got in trouble for using the R word. This is and I think we've used the R word on this show before. We're no saints in regard to this. We talked
about it. We call it the R slur.
The R slur, right? The R slur.
The R slur.
Yes, and but yeah, what seems also weird to me about it is it's just like a miscalculation of her audience as well. Who do you think is in your audience? Who do you think? I bet you before you started denigrating them, a bunch of people that you would identify as tenderqueers probably made up a decent portion of your audience.
I mean, it is a lot like Adam Friedland getting mad at his fan base for being transphobic, It's like, where did this come from the whole time,
Yeah. So it's that's also because we have a relatively niche audience, which is also, I'm glad we're not making money. Again, I'm glad we're not making money on that.
Oh, well, if we ever do start making money, that's when I'm going to quit.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't. I'm allergic to money. Hell no. I get jobs and they're like, hey, can we set up direct deposit? And I'm going to say, nope. You save your money. I'm here for the experience.
I'm here for exposure, okay? I'm working at this McDonald's for the exposure.
I'm allergic to money. I love answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got such a good radio voice.
Yeah, you were all the time. You were just working for free in all those call centers, convincing people to buy globes. You were a globe salesman.
Thank you for calling Extremely Tiny Dick Insurance. This is Steven. Right. How may I help you?
Oh, I need insurance for my extremely tiny penis. Jeez. My penis is so small, and what if it ever got bigger? I'm afraid it might get bigger. I need insurance in case that happens.
Well, are you looking for liability only, in case your penis does something to someone else? Or are you looking for physical damage coverage, in case something happens to your
What I'm looking for is embiggening insurance. I don't want my penis to be any bigger than it actually is. It is the perfect size right now. It is compact. It is like a little tool that I use. It's like a little Swiss Army knife, except it only does one thing. And yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid it's going to get bigger.
Embiggening is so dangerous that we actually don't cover and provide this type of coverage. You're going to have to go to Lloyd's of London.
This is terrible. They're all the way in London. I'm going to go all the way to England.
You can actually just call them
Well, yeah, but how are they going to know I have a tiny penis? They're going to want to know I have a tiny penis.
Well, if you have a scanner, you can sort of lie. You can sort of like hump the scanner and do a scan of your very tiny penis.
I don't like technology. I'm a Luddite. I have a tiny penis and I'm a Luddite. Those two things don't go together. Technology, that's for the average penis. That is something for the average penis. I don't like it that much.
Dude, insurance is so cool. We should just talk. The rest of the show is about insurance.
Insurance. Well, it is funny reducing people to numbers. Fight Club taught me that. That's what's fun about Fight Club.
Yeah, the actuaries.
Yeah,
they're like So the actuaries are the Morlocks, basically, and everyone else in the insurance company is, what's the other one in that? H.G. Wells.
In the Time Machine.
Yeah, it's the Morlocks
and like the Quiffs or something.
The Ennui, what is it?
I was doing another patented House of Decline fact check. We're looking up the Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
H.G.
Wells. The Eloi, the fair childlike Eloi.
So yeah, the actuaries are like doing actuarial tables. No one knows what it means. You're not allowed to look them in the eye when they walk by. It's really crazy. They're treated like they're like weird freak magicians.
Well, they kind of are in a way. They are determining the value of life itself.
They're like determining the frequency with which events happen in every location on Earth. Mm-hmm. It's like Lloyd's of London is like the type of place you go to if you're like, we need to transport the biggest ruby known to man across the sea, and we need to insure it for $200 million. Lloyd's of London they're the ones that pop up and they're like, okay, we'll do it and they come up with a number, and it's all based on a series of actuarial tables based on like the frequency of events on the Atlantic Ocean, like typhoons, like butterfly effect, The actuaries are figuring out every physical event in the world. And
they are the smartest people on Earth.
They're the thinky people.
Yeah, they are the thinky people, which is why they're so susceptible to politics streaming.
Yeah. And now they've been just very disrupted by this new eruption, if you will, in the streaming community.
Well, how does insurance tie back to Keffels? We're bringing it back to Keffels. It's all about Keffels this episode.
Scandals? Multiple scandals?
Multiple scandals, yeah, that's true. But they're not even, good scandals. It's stuff that she can recover from. This is not like, you don't need Olivia Pope in on this Keffels stuff. She just needs to take some time off, say sorry, try to do right. This is very recoverable. She's not in total bridge burning mode yet. Although maybe she is. Maybe I'm underestimating it. But I think to an earlier point I didn't really get to is why I think she is so emblematic of the time we are in right now, or why this is the story. It is the Lydia Tarr story. You do something, you get beloved for one reason or another, and that sort of massive outpouring of public love that is inherently separate from who you are privately, who you really are, the sort of fragile emotional base of your character. When that interacts with this image of yourself as being this publicly adulated figure, it creates this sense of invincibility or invulnerability. And that sense of I can do no wrong is what eventually takes you down. Losing the loss of doubt, the loss of self-doubt can be a very damaging thing. And that is sort of that is the parlance of our times, the loss of self-doubt, the complete inability to question your own knowledge and where you're coming from. That's the problem with the Q people. Like they have like this, it's like an epistemological roadblock. It's like saying that all of the knowledge, because I'm feeling good right now, I have all the knowledge I will ever need. And it sort of equates those two feelings. And, you need to preserve that little part of you that says, maybe I'm wrong. That always needs to be in your head, or else you're going to do wacky stuff like this. And I think if you were to like diagnose one thing that is the problem, it's people have lost that voice now more than ever, I think. Because of a lot of factors, the self-reinforcing bubbles of social media, the egomaniacal quality of our media economy. Everyone's trying to be a face and a talking head and to figure that you're supposed to look up to or adulate in some sort of way. That's like because so much of our economy is geared towards that, or so much, especially if you're on social media as much as I am. That's what creates these situations where someone gets built up and then taken down. And it just happens over and over and over and over again. But something like that happened. The reason why I was sick yesterday, I can even go, this podcast is coming out a little late. I was sick yesterday, but it wasn't a physical illness. I was sick because someone had posted some nasty comments, some nasty quote tweets on my stuff, and I didn't respond. Usually it's easy to ignore those, because it's usually coming from some weird right-wing guy or someone like that. But this person was ostensibly someone within the same circle as I am.
Yeah.
A lot of followers, a lot of shared followers. And that hurts a little more, because it's like you should give me a chance. Come on, I'm basically just like you in a lot of ways, So it's like seeing a mirror version of yourself give voice to all of your most negative thoughts about yourself. Which is, and ultimately, who cares? If you put yourself out there, and if you have as many followers as I do on Twitter, people are not going to like you for whatever reason, sometimes for very good reasons. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept it and be like, welp, that's the game. What you gonna do? But I don't know, for some reason it made me sick. All I could do is be consumed with the idea, someone out there is mean to me, and they're getting likes on their post about being mean to me. I'm so fucked up. I'm so sad. I'm so fucked up. And obviously incredibly dumb. Incredibly dumb that I can let this shit get to me. And that was just one comment, How do these fucking politics streamers do it when they have these waves of people just saying you're a piece of shit constantly? Especially like people that are in their camp and who they should be concerned with winning over. Just one of these was enough to send me spiraling into like this shameful, like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. I don't do anything great. I'm not good. And to whoever this person is, that's fine. It's fine that you don't care. It doesn't matter. It's fine that you don't like it. That's what happens. But the desire to subject yourself to that constantly, which is also like the something that I stopped doing was being confrontational on Twitter as well. Like some people are good at that. Some people excel at that. They have the ability to emotionally deal with it and like leave it alone. But I get so goddamn mad. I get so frustrated. I get so road ragey. And that the sustaining of that level of like of heightened emotion, especially like on top of a coke addict too, which will not help that heightened emotion. Like, it sounds like hell. Like, I don't want to go through what she's going through right now. It seems like really bad. And which is why I still sort of empathize with Keffels.
You got to take psychedelics when you go on the internet.
Yeah.
You'll be way nicer to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to be friends with people.
Yeah.
You don't care what other people are posting so much that you got to say something mean to them. Because, like, you have to go seek it out. I have to turn on my phone and go look for shit on my phone to get mad at.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people they get addicted to that rush because you get a rush.
Yeah.
It's like a way to give yourself drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing mind drugs of like adrenaline and rage and They know that. The creators know that. Our creators.
Our creators.
I mean, we're becoming, this was said on Trillbillies, a great podcast, but we're becoming cyborgs, especially with AI.
Mm-hmm.
We're entrusting part of our minds to computers, and we're saying we're not going to think anymore. We're going to do what the computer says.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy on YouTube who's doing an experiment sort of like that. He's living his life according to what the AI tells him. So he goes around and asks the AI on his phone what he should do in every situation, and then does what the AI says.
That's a little disturbing.
It's cool. It's
what if it
Dax
told him
Flame.
to kill?
So it's this guy Dax Flame, who was one of the original YouTube stars. He became popular in like 2005, maybe? No. Later than that. YouTube came out a little later than that. I don't know.
It came out in 2005, but it didn't get big until like 2007.
He was doing video blogs of his life in middle school and then high school. And he was an extremely awkward kid. But it wasn't clear if he was playing an extremely awkward kid or if he actually was extremely awkward. Mm-hmm. And it's still unclear. And he's still on YouTube. And he's sort of trying to have a career in media. And this is his new thing. I urge you to go look at it because it's fun. He's very weird. But, yeah, we're like... The thing, like, how much of whatever mean comment, like, that could have been a computer bot. That could have been one of them robots.
Yeah.
It's because, like, the tar thing calling them robots, we don't know. That's the thing about, like, the online comments. We don't know if they're real or not.
Mm-hmm.
Someone could have been, like, asked the AI to write a mean tweet about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, put that out there.
Yeah. It's funny because, you want to refrain from using, like, the NPC meme or that these people don't actually exist. But nowadays, it's very true. Yeah, they could very well be literal NPCs, literal programmed people that, because you're only interacting on this digital medium with people, they might as well be as real as the real people that you interact with. Because, that's your only experience of others is through this digital medium. So these robots essentially do become people.
Yeah, but I mean, people are robots in general. We're very determinist sometimes,
Sure, yeah, that's why we are jokingly
just a bunch
called
of chemical reactions.
Yeah, man, it's easy to predict humans. If you had like a map, if you had like the guide to humans, if you had like the Prima's official strategy guide to autonomic and metabolic functions, you could figure out what I was going to do. You could figure out exactly when I was going to shit, which is that would be very useful information to me. I would pay a lot of money.
If we could figure out when everyone was going to shit.
Yeah. Then your scheduling would be so much easier because you knew exactly when you could schedule it around the times you knew you were going to shit.
We could sell that technology to the army.
Yeah.
I bet the army really wants to know when people are going to have to take a shit.
Because that would be the easiest time to depose them. That would be the easiest time to shoot them when they're on the can. Or, but that's when everyone would just learn how to shit and shoot at the same time. You can't take a poop. You have to be crouching with your gun. I really want to shit with a loaded gun in my hand. That's an experience I would like. Just being on the toilet, just pointing a loaded pistol forward in front of me and being like, yeah.
You should go out in public and do that.
Yeah, I think people would really.
People might really respond to that.
Just pull down, drop trow at the park.
With a loaded gun?
With a gun, yeah, with a loaded gun in front of me. I'm shitting! I'm crazy! Whoa! Ain't nobody knows when I'm gonna shit.
No one can do anything about it because you have a loaded gun.
Yeah. No one has ever been able to take down a person with a loaded gun before.
Well, it's very hard. It's very hard.
Difficult.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you even do it?
I would come from behind.
Come from behind.
Yeah, come from behind.
Strategy. I would use distraction. I would just try to say, "Hey, is that your mom over there?" And I would point, and they'd be like, "Mom, what?" Run up and hit him.
I know how to improve Keffel's stream. I think I know how to get it back in the good grace. She should always be pointing a loaded gun towards the camera.
I would say threaten to kill yourself on stream constantly.
Yeah,
would be a good,
that would be. I've often thought of that strategy of like getting Patreon dollars by I am going to fucking kill myself.
Yeah,
if you don't subscribe to the Patreon.
It's called fundraising. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's called fundraising. That's what it is.
There would have been doing like a huge gala and like all the socialites are there and it's just me holding a gun to my head. We have to raise money for Alzheimer's or I am going to fucking kill myself.
We do, because that's the one I picked.
That is the one. You were so recently affected by it. You were so recently affected by your David Milch knowledge.
Yeah. Don't want to get that. So, what's next? What's the next topic?
What's the next topic after
another
Keffel's
topic?
and politics? We did prepare.
Files.
Well, there is one that I had, Mike, because it also dovetails nicely. I sent you the video on Twitter. Maybe you can queue it up. See if you can queue it up. Yeah, there was a video I sent on Twitter. And it is of this VTuber, not a politics streamer, but a gaming YouTuber. And she played Hogwarts Legacy and then got a bunch of hate. And it's a VTuber, I should say. And if you don't know what a VTuber is, it's an anime character 3D model that is mapped to a person's mouth movements so that when the person speaks, the anime character speaks.
Yeah.
And it's a very popular form of streaming and game Let's Play watching. I don't think Let's Plays exist anymore because it just got replaced with streaming. But
of course they exist.
They exist.
So you want to watch this video?
Yeah, this video is just, I need to describe it because this is obviously an audio medium. So it's this anime character who's always smiling. It's like she has fox ears. She's got big breasts and they're bouncing constantly. And this is the VTuber just like crying after being like sent death threats for playing Hogwarts Legacy or something like that. So.
Yep.
I don't know if she was sent death threats or anything, but cue it up, Stephen. Let's hear the audio.
Let's go. Let's hear it. All right. The producer is going to turn on the audio right now.
Yeah.
And harassment and doxing and people doxing my friends and like so much horrible, vile things, all from streaming a fucking video game. It's just insane. Like, hate breeds hate, and it doesn't help anyone. And I don't know. I got to the point where I was sick of seeing hatred all over and guilt tripping on random art tweets. It's literally like they gang up on so many random tweets about Valentine's Day or art or automated posts. They want to post so much negativity everywhere, and I just got sick of it. So I block people because I just wanted breathing room.
That's it. I love that backing track. I love that backing track. What was she talking about? I was listening to the backing track.
Yeah, it's so perfect too because there's this like bouncy anime music going on in the background as well. She's having this tearful mea culpa. The character always smiles. The character can never stop smiling. It is constantly in a rictus grin, and it has those big dead anime eyes and the heaving bosoms. Like it's all this perfect concoction to make this uncanny, like weird robot evil thing, the combining of person and machine in this unsavory fashion. I tell you what I really like the AI for, though, is those Joe Biden voice deep fakes. I'm really enjoying a lot of those.
You doing some?
I'm not doing any. There's enough people doing those.
Where do
that
you
I have
get
noticed.
the deep? I did some of that with rap. You could generate rap in the style of I did some of that audio generation. Where you get that done? Where we could do that on the show?
So we could get Joe Biden saying stuff. Listen, Jack, you should subscribe to House of Decline.
Yeah, where do you get that deepfake audio done?
Deepfake audio?
Deepfakeaudio.com?
I don't know where you get it done. Is there a deepfakeaudio.com?
Deepfakeaudio.com?
Yeah. What would you get Joe Biden to say once you master this deepfake voice technology?
Go to patreon.com/House of Decline, Jack.
Yeah. That would be the funniest possible thing for Joe Biden to say, is to advertise our show.
Yeah.
What else? They have him saying rap lyrics, and they have him there was one where he was. They had transcribed a debate about whether At the Drive-In is new metal or not. Mm-hmm. And they're not. At the Drive-In is not new metal. They are emo, or I don't know what genre you would call them. But they're not new metal. They don't have a DJ. They don't have you need a hip hop element. You need a turntablism or scratching element in it. That's sort of what defines new metal.
Oh.
I heard Murder Brian was talking about this on his Twitter. He was saying that someone had rated the big four new metal bands as Slipknot, it's Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Korn, and System of a Down.
Yeah.
And System of a Down, obviously, they're not new metal because they don't have a DJ. They don't have a DJ.
Yeah.
They needed Deftones in there. Deftones should have been in there.
Yeah, they don't have a DJ. They just have a guy with a really weird beard.
Yeah. Two guys with really weird beards. Yeah. 4 guys with really weird beards, actually. They're all weird beards.
They're good. They're good at... I bet one of them could DJ. I bet one of them could... Do you think they know? Maybe we should call them, or...
We should ring up...
You guys need a DJ to qualify.
Hello, this is Serge Tankian of System of a Down. I am talking to you. What would you like to know about Sarge?
Have you put anything on the table? Or what? What do you do?
If you listen to the song, you would know. It's the keys.
You put the keys
Put the keys up on the table.
On the table? Okay. You guys need to use a turntable, my dude.
I don't like hip-hop music. I am racist, Serge Tankian.
Shit. Hang up on him.
No. Yeah, no. I think John Dolmayan is the racist. I shouldn't call John Dolmayan racist. I don't know. He is right-wing, though. It's funny. It's got to be funny to be at, the System of a Down band rehearsals where you got Dolmayan sparring with Tankian.
Why'd you leave the keys upon the table? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Here you go, create another fable.
What's that song about? I never understood what that song was. Why were they chastising for leaving the keys upon the table?
I think they shouldn't have put this song out there because it talks about suicide, and I think it really put suicide in the minds of a lot of millennial children who heard it for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, what's that?" Oh,
yeah, they had never heard the word suicide before.
The media wants me to kill myself? Okay, and then they did. And then that was
These Armenians want me to kill myself? All right. I
said the media, not Armenians.
These are the Armenian media?
The media.
Yeah, social Armenians. Media. Social Armenia. What was the first time I thought of suicide as a concept? That's an interesting question. When was the first time you learned you can kill yourself?
For me, it was Chop Suey by System of a Down.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I think I was shocked and perturbed and really dismayed when I had to what is suicide? And I'm like, oh,
you can do that?
No.
I didn't know you could do that.
Why would someone do that?
Yeah, and then you learn, the horrors.
Right, yeah, 10 years later when you're 16, you're like, I have acne. I'm putting on Chop Suey by System of a Down because of my acne, because I want to kill myself. And that's what being a teenager's like.
Yeah, that is. You listen to a lot of suicide songs.
You certainly do.
I think, actually, the first time I heard that, the first time I knew about suicide was because of Soundgarden, because of the song Like Suicide. which my dad would relentlessly play Super Unknown in the car. I was just absorbing all of this incredibly dark music.
Oh, that's
when I was a young lad.
That's why you have a bias against Soundgarden and Audio
I
Slave.
love Soundgarden. I love it. I used to. I had a reactionary phase where I disliked Soundgarden and Audio Slave, but now I'm back to loving Soundgarden and Audio Slave.
Soundgarden is redeemed by Kim Thayil a lot of the time, being a weirdo.
Yeah. He's a great guitarist. Love Kim Thayil's guitar playing.
But
everyone in that band was great.
Like I don't understand Audio Slave that I like them sort of, but it feels like it was market researched and focus group tested, like Audio Slave. Like they're like, how can we like really make sure this is a hit? It really seems manufactured. The production sucks.
They had some good riffs. I like some of the riffs.
The riffs are okay, but the production of Audio Slave sucks. But they're like,
what don't you like about it?
This is from a guy who listened to Cochise a lot of times.
Yeah, that's a great riff, Cochise. And presumably it is about the indigenous leader. I never seriously studied the lyrics of Cochise, but
they study them in college now. There's actually a Chris Cornell class. You can major. You could major in Chris Cornell studies.
I went to Cornell and I majored in Cornell. Yeah, I got into my I got into my safety school.
It's actually been banned in Florida. You cannot study Chris Cornell in Florida.
Because it makes people too sad. They think about suicide.
They kill themselves. Yeah.
It was the System of a Down. That was the System of a Down law.
It's the System of a Down law for Florida.
Were killing themselves. Yeah. So all mentions of suicide in media have been chopped out. Instead, you can only refer to homicide.
Florida's crazy right now, dude. They're just like tearing books out of libraries.
Yeah. They're doing the book burnings, like what the Nazis did.
Yeah, it's cool how like the next Republican president is supposed to come from he's the guy doing all that, and everyone is like, yeah, it's him. We love him. Thank goodness.
He's Ron DeSanctimonious? Forget about it. He's not winning.
Meatball Ron has finally come upon us.
Trump denounced Meatball Ron, actually. He's going officially with Ron DeSanctimonious.
That's a big mistake.
Yeah, it's not as
are you kidding?
Punchy as Meatball Ron.
That's a big mistake.
Yeah.
Trump has made a huge mistake.
I don't understand why he should call him Lazy Ron DeSantis, because he looks like that would be my Trump pitch.
I like Ron to suck ass.
Ron to suck ass. That's not a Trump wouldn't say that though.
I think
it'd be funny if he did.
He would say
Ron to suck ass. He's always sucking asses. People are always asking him, how many asses can you suck?
I think he's going to come up with it. I think he's maybe he's taken Meatball Ron back so he can deploy it again at a debate.
I mean, what Ron is or he should call him like Copycat Ron, because all Ron DeSanctimonious is like this weird, somewhat more presentable version of Trump that they're trying to push across.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be pretty let down if it is DeSantis, you know?
I don't think he's got a prayer. I think Trump's got the base. It's his party. He's going to win again.
I don't know. We're seeing a civil war, aren't we? We're seeing a civil war in the Republican Party, which we pay attention to a lot.
Yeah. we're like Will Sommer. We're like Wright Richter. We're always, I don't think he writes Wright Richter. Maybe he does. I don't know. But he's the number one Republican follower. We're like Dave Weigel. We're big Weigel guys.
Oh, I like Dave Weigel.
Yeah. I have no beef with Weigel.
I like Dave Weigel. He's good. He's funny.
He likes prog rock.
That's cool. You have to be pretty smart to like prog rock.
You definitely have to be a little of a thinky person.
That's
to like
right.
prog
Now
rock.
I got you using my terminology.
Yeah. We're settling on the vocabulary that we have for the shit. I like I first encountered Dave Weigel not as a news person, but on Mark Prindle, the music reviewer's Facebook page. Dave Weigel was just a big commenter on the Mark Prindle Facebook page. And before I knew he was even a Washington Post guy, I was like, oh, this guy really likes prog rock. That's cool. I like Magma He has opinions about magma.
Wow, William Sanderson is back.
Well, William Sanderson's back. He's me whenever I'm doing something. I'm just jacking off my dick. Just jacking off my little penis here. What if your penis had the voice of William Sanderson? I think it would go a little something like this. Stop beating me. Stop beating me so much. I'm injured and I'm not tired. And I cannot squirt any more goo. That's the end of if William Sanderson was your penis, a fantastic sketch.
I cannot squirt any more goo.
You've masturbated me at least 12 times today. It is difficult. I'm in a constant refractory period.
8 times is too many times. How many times?
I'm hurting.
What's your record? Do you have a record amount of times?
It was probably when I was younger. Really? I think it's like seven times in a day.
7 was your max? Come on, I think I got it.
It hurts, man. After
I got into
after
the 20s.
fifth time.
I got into the 20s.
What? So there is a jack-off championship. There is like a jack-off world champ, but it's for how long you can masturbate without coming. And is there a corollary one for like how many times you can come in a single day?
There should be.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be a minimum fluid emission level, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be dry coming.
Yeah, if there was that competition and if a trans man entered and he was capable of multiple orgasms and there was this big push of like, he's ruining the integrity of the masturbation.
Yeah,
the masturbation of
they're stealing our sports. They're coming in and stealing our sports.
Yeah.
This is the fucking jack-off competition. You telling me you're coming in here with your special
abilities? Have a refractory period. You have all the advantages in this jack-off competition.
We can't. Biomen can't have multiple. Start a biomen type. I was reading there's some lady in the New York Times is defending J.K. Rowling. I think Pamela someone.
Yeah, and she's Brett Stevens' wife, I think?
Calling them bio women.
Bio
women.
It sounds like they're Resident Evil villains. It sounds like they're a type of Resident Evil.
They're a Metroid Prime villain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've been playing Metroid Prime recently?
Well, yeah, but I immediately was like, okay, let's find a walkthrough.
Yeah, well.
For Metroidvanias, I'm like, I want to know where to go after I get the boats. I want to know where to go after I get the bombs. Because it's like, I'm looking, I ain't got time to look over these many detailed maps. I got a fucking kid. I got shit to do. I'm going to use the walkthrough. I'm sorry.
The puzzles in Metroid Prime can be very obtuse. It's like you're just bombing all around like a big area until you find the one specific wall that you can bomb. But that's why it's good. That's why people like it, is because it's like it doesn't really hold your hand with the puzzle.
So I'm too dumb for the dumb game, is what you're saying?
You're too dumb for the goddamn dumb game. This game was made for children. It's made for little children.
Yeah. Well, it was made for children in 2002 when children and everyone was much smarter.
Yeah, because they weren't watching politics streaming all the time.
They didn't have social media.
Yeah. They weren't getting all their opinions from Hassan.
Is any of these Zoomer streamers alive aware of like the debate about television and what television did to people's brains and the anti-television movement?
But they only lived in the era of prestige TV. All they've ever known is Big Little Liars.
They're all like, oh, Breaking Bad. Oh, watching TV makes you smarter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we directly can compare it to politics streaming, which makes you dumber.
Yeah, and so like scientists are like, we've studied the effects of watching Twitch streaming versus just normal TV watching, and it turns out you retain much more IQ by just watching normal TV instead of Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
Man, science these days is really advanced to do studies. You have to be super, super thinky.
What I predict is there's actually going to be like a strange resurgence in people getting cable because it's going to be like a thing like VHS, like streaming services are shitting the bed.
You know what Comcast did to me? They basically basically forced me to get their cable or their streaming box. They were like, "We'll lower your bill, but you have to take a streaming box." And I'm like, "Fuck, okay." So they said, now I just have a streaming box. That's like completely useless. They get $100 a month out of me. These fuckers.
These cable fuckers. Yeah.
Who's your cable? Who's your cable provider in Canada? You probably have like one government one or something.
We have a duopoly of cable providers. There's either Rogers or Bell, and that's it. And both of them are equally as bad as each other.
And they're not run by the government? It's private?
Well, yeah, it is private. It's not run by the government, but they're definitely very subsidized heavily by the government. The government is
stupid. You got to make the government run those.
Yeah, it would be much better if the government ran.
See, we're doing leftist stuff now.
We're politics streamers now.
We're doing leftist shit. I think monopolies should be run by the government, which is not even necessarily a leftist thing anyway. So.
I have my secret crackpot theory of, yes, I think we could convert more people to leftism by only focusing on how much cable companies suck. Everyone hates cable companies. Even the most ardent pro-capitalist person on earth hates cable companies.
Okay, but just like what I was just saying, though, like the government taking over monopolies does not mean a more just and equal society. So you gotta, there's more parts to the story than that.
No, the government, as soon as the government takes over the cable companies, everything will be fine.
Yeah, then they'll be like,
there's no more work to do after that.
All the wealth that Comcast made.
Yeah. Be funny. And the Republicans would get in power, and then they would immediately defund it and only put on the right-wing propaganda. It's very funny to me that, like, PBS, I guess it doesn't really have any sort of... necessarily any sort of political leaning, although it seems like people more in the liberal and left of center area care about PBS and public broadcasting.
You think they don't have a political leaning? They do. They do when it comes to foreign policy.
Yeah, but it's centrist foreign policy. Like when I say don't have a political leaning, I mean like as
great news, a dictator in Chile has been overthrown.
Yeah.
Here's stories on the ground from PBS reporter who's going to hear about how bad the dictator was and how the guys who got rid of him, named Jack Smith of the Foreign Intelligence Office, is a great guy. And now he runs Chile.
Yeah.
That's what PBS is like.
Yeah. But that's something that most people in America would agree with, not just exclusively right-wing people, but also
we used to
centrists.
all be down with really interventionist foreign policies, and making sure communist countries can't make it. We used to love that as a country.
Everyone loved that. Everyone was right on board.
Yeah, we're like, Chile, are they communists? Maybe? Fucking better get rid of that guy.
Get him.
Gotta put Agent Jack Smith in there.
That's him.
Yeah. That's the guy.
It always struck me as weird that like Republicans never tried to take over PBS as sort of and turn it into this like right-wing. I guess it's already a right-wing propaganda machine.
Oh, they
but
did.
Even more of a right-wing propaganda.
They're secretly woke. They're doing a false flag by making everything woke. It's actually far-right people doing it,
It's a far-right people that are trying to get critical race theory.
Yeah, Dumpling Cop? Dumpling Cop on Twitter?
Dumpling Cop. Yeah, I think she's from Toronto, too.
Yeah. So that's the lady who got mad at a white lady making a dumpling recipe book.
Yeah.
And so she name searches for Dumpling Cop. So do not tweet out Dumpling Cop or the Dumpling Cop will get mad at you.
The Dumpling Cop will come, yeah. You don't want to summon the Dumpling Cop.
Yeah. So she's like a right-wing agent, in my opinion.
She is someone who is only a sower of discord, a sower of chaos.
She's like goes into places and just like, how can I stir up some mischief in the left? Oh, yeah. They're trying to make recipe books. Not on my watch.
Mm-hmm. Do that. Well, she also has another famous tweet where it's like, Scarborough in the summer, it smells of curry and BO or something like that. Oh, man.
She said that?
Yeah, that was one of hers.
See,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Secret right-wing
fucking dumpling cup.
Right-wing agent.
Yeah,
I think you know what? I might be one too.
Yeah, I think you would be right in suspecting us to be secret right-wing agents. We're called House of Decline. You know, our politics are dumb. We're incoherent. You know, we talk about Keffels.
Yeah, I want, and you know, as was said on the Last of Us from last evening. Yeah, something. Don't trust everybody all the time, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But the lady said it to the little girl, and she was like, "Don't necessarily trust everybody," and that's how you should be with anyone in media. Don't trust them.
Yeah, except for like cool guys. Except for
guys who are cool and make cool comics and make you laugh and tell you to go to patreon.com/House of Decline. If anyone or the president tells you that, do it.
Yeah. Joe Biden tells you that, you should absolutely do that. Because, you know, he's Diamond Joe.
Huh. So it turns out Chop Suey was actually kind of was blacklisted from radio because of the suicide.
After 9/11, it was black. Oh,
yeah,
because of
but
the suicide
I think it was also just the suicide thing because people were so sad after 9/11 that they were like, maybe we don't want to be like pumping the word suicide into people's ears.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They should have. It was only what were the popular songs immediately after 9/11? Well, it was like a bunch of opportunistic country music, like "Where were you when the bell? Where were you when the world stopped turning?" Yeah. Who was that? Lee Greenwood? I don't know who that was. But yeah, everyone had their set. Or man, even like, have you ever listened to the song "Beer for My Horses" by who's it by again? I think it's a Toby Keith song. And they roped poor Willie Nelson into singing "Beer for My Horses," and it like in the song it describes a lynching party of like going to lynch some Muslims, and poor old Willie Nelson is in the song because that was the style back then. That was the style in 2002. Because justice is the one thing you should always find. You gotta saddle up your boys and you draw a hard line. When the gun smoke settles, we'll sing a victory tune and we'll all meet back at the local saloon. And we'll raise up our glasses against evil forces singing, "Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses." Haunting, terrifying lyrics. Grandpappy told my pappy, back in the day, son, a man had to answer for the wicked that he done. Take all the rope in Texas, find a tall oak tree, round up all them bad boys, hang them high in the street for all the people to see. Who are the bad boys they were rounding up, Toby Keith?
They were terrorists, Alex. Okay, and we did not lynch them. We put them in Guantanamo Bay for the rest of their lives. Oftentimes without charging them, which is illegal, actually. But I digress.
But whiskey for my men and beer for my horses,
right.
Steven.
That's the important thing, is kill your animals by giving them alcohol.
Yeah.
That's the American
way.
But
they'll be so funny, you know, when they're stumbling around and, you know, they'll be saying, like, they'll be getting weepy. They'll be saying, "I love you, man. I love you so much." But it's a horse, so he's just going There, this is the comedy drunk horse hour.
Was that BoJack Horseman?
That's BoJack Horseman.
Was that just a BoJack Horseman reference?
Yeah, we're really big into BoJack Horseman. It really articulated my problems with depression really well. I didn't know I was depressed until I saw a cartoon horse talk about it so eloquently. That must actually have happened. Like, there must have been a bunch of people that realized that they were depressed because of BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Which is such a funny thing.
First thing that happened to me was I heard Chop Suey, and I learned about suicide, And then the very next day, I watched BoJack Horseman, and I learned about depression, and it just clicked.
Yeah, man, I had never thought about it before until it came out of a horse, you know? I had just never, because I had never heard a human say those things. But, it's just so much more real when it's coming out of a cartoon horse.
Well,
I don't know why this hypothetical
everyone should go send the streamer Silvervale their condolences on being harassed for streaming. We didn't even talk about it, and we were out of time, but we didn't even talk about Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts
Which has
Legacy.
been driving people insane. This game has been making people go crazy. I don't play games. I only play Metroid Prime.
That's not a game. That's a lifestyle.
You got me with that one. It is.
Hogwarts.
I mean,
Hogwarts Legacy, this incredibly mediocre game.
It looks horrible.
Yeah. Like, you don't even have to not buy it to turd. Just don't buy it because it's a shitty game.
The game looks bad and stupid. Yeah. And everyone is like, but I have to play it.
They're telling me not to, and I've always wanted, what if Harry Potter could dodge roll? I need to know if Harry Potter could dodge roll.
You don't even play as Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You have to invent a character. It's stupid.
It's dumb.
I don't know. It's like, imagine if George Lucas was transphobic. Okay? Like, I haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm not going to play Jedi Fallen Order. And it's like, you should be playing Metroid Prime Remastered. And that's it. Maybe Animal Crossing. No other games. You got shit to do. Come on.
Yeah. Only the Nintendo tentpoles. That's all you have time for. The Nintendo tentpoles.
I love people like that who are like, the only game you need is Breath of the Wild, asshole. Why are you even playing another game? I love the Nintendo fanboys.
Yeah, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I go after all their products. I was in a GameStop the other day and I stared at a Shy Guy action figure for a good 15 minutes. Before, this is obviously a waste of money. I shouldn't buy this, but I really want their Shy Guy action figure.
I thought you were gonna be like, I pulled out a gun and took a shit.
Then they had to give it to me. Yeah.
Give me the Shy Guy, or I'm gonna
give me the Shy Guy.
Take a shit right here with my gun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's how all bank robberies are going to go down.
That's cool. You were in GameStop. I never go places anymore. I went to the Rite Aid today. That's it. I talked to the pharmacy guy. We were talking. It was cool. We're friends now.
That's
dude, we are friends. We're tight now. He'll reflavor my medicine. I went there and I was
he'll reflavor your medicine. He'll put the Cheeto dust back on your.
This is citrus. I need it to be bubble gum. And he was like, "Shit, okay, give me that." He reflavored it. I mean, he just put the bubblegum flavor on top of citrus, but it worked. Worked on me.
There you go.
I can take this medicine now. It's bubblegum.
Yeah. That's Lexapro. Bubblegum Lexapro.
That's right. That's the only way I can take my meds.
Mm-hmm. Is if they're flavored like bubblegum.
Yeah.
What if they had cum flavored meds? What if you have to? This pill will make you live, but it tastes like the worst cum on earth, like the worst cum you've ever tasted, and it is distinctly cum tasting. As soon as you'll taste it, even if you've never sucked a dick before, even if your tongue has not interacted with semen in any way, you will know instantly. Oh, this is cum.
It's like life-saving medicine that I have to take.
And I have to chemotherapy.
I have to drink gallons of it.
Yeah. You have to drink would you take the elixir of life if it tasted like the nastiest cum?
If it was
like a guy that only eats pork chops.
If you drink 70 gallons of cum, no joke, you will never die. Okay, but you have to drink 70 gallons of cum.
70 gallons of cum.
Would you do it?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's easy. I'm fine with cum. I can stomach a lot of cum.
Really?
Like, how quickly do I have to drink it? Can it be over the course of my life? Or
I guess because there's
like 70 gallons in a week.
I guess the real reason is because there's no milk in cum. That's why you can ingest so much of it. If it was milk based...
I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm not cum intolerant.
If it was milk based, you'd be on a different in a different category there altogether.
I think there are people that are allergic to semen.
Yes, it's true. I remember reading about that as a teen, and I was like reading everything I could about the human body because I was going through something known as puberty. So I was vastly interested in all the different things that can happen, like your balls never appearing and just being trapped inside of you, and you just have an empty sack that you can just.
You were afraid that was going to happen. You were afraid your balls wouldn't descend.
Yeah. Well, what if there's no balls in there? You just got a sack. That would be nuts. You would probably have that weird, like, blood vessel thing that lives in there. You know? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know
it's
the vessel.
It's like a grid of blood vessels. Mm-hmm. It's very weird.
Well, here's what I think. I think you should all go down to patreon.com/House of Decline. And you should subscribe. $3 a month gets you 30 comics a month. $5 gets you 4 extra podcasts plus the 30 extra comics. $10 gets you, I forget what $10 is. $25 gets you commissions. $10 you get to see the commissions as well.
You get fan
also get
requests.
to pitch stuff.
You get fan requests at the $10 level. You can make a fan request. You also get access to the Discord with any amount that you decide that you want to subscribe, and Discord is real fun. You can join the community, and you can check out houseofdecline.com to see all the comics there and see our backlog of episodes. And hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.